I hope you've seen my video all about this bike here, the new Yeti MTE. While I was riding the Yeti, I was so excited about the new TQ motor system that I thought I'd go ahead and make a completely separate video just dedicated to the new TQ HPR60. Let's get into it. This video is not sponsored. Yeti loaned me this bike. I've got to send it back. That said, since this is not a sponsored video, please scroll down, hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, I've got a whole bunch of full-length riding tutorials only available on my Patreon page. You can see those all listed in the YouTube description just below.
For us here in the USA, TQ are probably best known for their use by Trek in the Fuel EXE and the Slash Plus models, as well as on that Canyon Spectral On-Fly. I've never ridden an electric Trek, but I did just review the Canyon.
This one? We did. That Canyon Spectral On-Fly I was riding this winter came with that HPR50, and it had the 360 watt-hour battery. The system felt pretty good when I was riding it. However, there was a couple of big problems. Number one, the range was abysmal. Like in full boost, I was lucky to get 2,000 feet of elevation. At that point, that's like on a pedal acoustic bike, that's less than 2 hours of ride time. So I'd often just ride my regular bikes instead of dealing with the electric path. Next up, the power output of that motor was super low. Riding in the low or mid power settings was basically nothing. Slightly faster than riding acoustic. And you had to really do that in order to keep your range to be something, and the bike didn't make a whole lot of sense to me as a result of that crazy short range. For reference, I'm 175 pounds. I'm not a great climber, but I'm in decent shape. And yeah, struggling to get over 3,000 feet of vert using mid-power on the HPR50 meant I wasn't going much faster than just riding an acoustic bike.
I'm mentioning the old system because in a sigh of relief for all of us here, the new system has a nice little upgrade in power. It's 20% more than the old system. This means it offers a full 60 Newton meters of torque, same as what the Fazua system on the Shuttle SL has. At this point, 60 Newton meters is my sweet spot for boost. TQ also claimed to have increased efficiency. I don't know which got better, the drive unit, the software, or the battery, but I'm blown away at the range of this bike. I can confidently leave the house and know I can definitely make 5K of vert, even with a bunch of boost mode. If I start being frugal with the power, well, it can even go further. I have no idea how much further, because I would run out of time to ride before I ran out of battery range.
One of my surprise favorite features about this new system is the top tube mounted display. Super low profile. I never had any problems getting it mucked up or anything, and the bike got dragged through a lot. On the bottom, there's a little figure of a king with a crown, that's the rider. And above it, there's a little gear icon with lightning bolt, that's the bike. So that reads your current power output. For the king, the rider, I would often try to put in at least 200 watts consistently. I found that to be a good effort on my part, but also like a sustainable pace. Up top, the readout of what the bike's putting out, it's real interesting to see just how much that little motor is kicking in. The bike offers up to a full 200% assist. To me, that felt like a lot.
While riding the bike, the system is great. It does not require a crazy high cadence like those Bosch systems do. In fact, it gets to full power quite early at about 55 RPM. Then the harder you pedal, the more assist you get. With a cap of 350 watts, TQ offers up to that 200% of assistance. That was plenty for me with my needs. Next, there's no weird noises while either pedaling or just riding. The Bosch SX system has an atrocious clacking sound. Some older Shimano units have made some weird sounds, but I never really noticed them on the EP801 RS motor, the Orbea Rise LT Sports. The Fazua has also been plenty quiet for me, but the TQ is probably the most quiet system yet. Also, the feel of the power coming in is super intuitive. Big props to TQ for their programming.
Isn't that how everyone rides their casual trail ride?
I will point out the charge port right here. It actually works really good. It's pretty intuitive, and I didn't get worried about it letting stuff in. And if I look at it, it's easier to put back. Not bad. The wire that comes from the remote to the actual bike itself, it's pretty thick. It is a wired connection, but I have confidence that this isn't going to get annihilated, especially since we have the hydraulic hose keeping the bars from spinning too many times. In terms of complaints, I don't have much to whine about. The walk mode for me was not very helpful. I'm often going up really steep, rocky, rooty things like borderline carrying the bike. And it felt like once the rear wheel went in the air, it disrupted the walk mode, and it was really hard to hold the trigger down, so walk mode was annoying. And then the wired speed sensor to the rear wheel, I don't have a lot of confidence in wires poking out by the rotor, and right here, I have broken other systems, speed sensors and wires. The way Bosch does it with a unit on the valve stem, that seems like the best way. Beyond that, I much prefer this over Bosch. Overall, I'm really happy with this new TQ HPR60. Forget the marketing terms, it just plain works. And the compromises it makes are ones that I can really get behind. The 580 watt-hour battery, it's not super heavy, and the amount of power this thing has at 60 Newton meters, for me, is the sweet spot. I'm not looking for some crazy, wild moped that'll go really, really fast up a fire road. I'm fine pedaling up at 7 miles per hour with some assist, as opposed to flying up at 10. Because if I'm on my pedal bike, I'm going 4 miles per hour, and 7 feels a lot better than 4. 10, then you gotta carry so much more battery that the descent with all those jumps and stuff just isn't as much fun. This is the exact kind of e-bike that I most enjoy riding myself and that I think makes the most sense for most traditional mountain bike ridden areas. Big props to TQ for being state-of-the-art. This system's great. And yeah, thanks to Yeti for loaning me this bike. Thanks to you guys all for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. And finally, if you like my videos, check them out over on Patreon. Lots of riding tutorials available over there, and they're all really fun to watch. All right, thanks everyone. Peace and wheelies.